Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Getting Dirty Off-Road channel. We're in Wyoming. It's still windy. But we're about to change that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We're headed out on that hot rod power tour. So this is Friday the 10th. And we have to be in Tennessee on Monday. So we're about to do it. Got Floyd. Wifey's loaded up. Stickered up. Oh hey, we got friends too. They're loaded up. I guess we're all waiting on me. Stickered up too. If you don't know what this hot rod power tour thing is, look it up, read on it. It's gonna be fun. It's a week long, town to town, check-in points, all the jazz. But the world's biggest rolling car show, I believe it's been tagged. So let's go. We'll catch what we can and hope you like it. You guys are always doing us proud. Anywho, here's the machine. That noise is not good, so hold on. Well, I guess it's just musical, so maybe I'll get away with that being in the background. But anyways, we made her a whole 10 miles to the gas station. Go ahead and start it up. Easy now. Yep. You've seen it first here. Water pump's already done. 10 miles in. So luckily our AutoZone has one, so we're going over to get that. And I think it's going to be a gas station parking lot swap. Hopefully nobody sees us spilling antifreeze everywhere. We'll try to catch it. Anyways, there's that.
How's your power tour going?
We made it 10 miles. Then the water pump quit. Dumped it. And now I can't get this bolt in, so I'm gonna full on shear. Why won't you just go back? Is this wrong? Oh, there it goes. Never mind. Nope, it came back out. That's how it's going. Just doing a water pump behind the gas station, you know. Good times. By the time we get down there, we should have everything fixed. Except I didn't check the flanges on these, the surfaces, and I can't get the bottom bolts in. Oh, loosen those ones up maybe. Is that gonna do it? Okay, well, we'll see you at the next breakdown. 10 whole miles. 8 miles. I don't know.
Hey honey, what are you doing?
Oh, well, you know, we're just changing a fuel filter, but we didn't bring any spares. So what we're doing is, we've got one right out of the tank and the speed loop system up here. So we're taking this one and throwing it down there and speed looping straight to the pump. You know, all the fun stuff.
How far have we made it?
200 miles.
What time is it?
I don't know, it's 1 something a.m. Something like that. I don't know, it's fun, isn't it? Still smiling. Should have got them extra filters. Oh shoot, I dropped my clamp. Okay. Well, there's our savior to get the next 100 miles and spend the night. Dual system. Where did I leave my... Where is it? Found it. Right here. Here it is. What time is it actually? 1 something.
Yeah, it's 103.
103. There you have it. Aren't you glad I put 2 filters on?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be better if I brought spares?
Yeah, but
No. We'll give another 100 out of it. it on there. That did work. That's still working. We adjusted the belt on the last stop because it was a little squealy. Still working.
So this is the second gas station
Well, yeah, every 100 miles, you know.
mechanic fix.
Oh, this is the second go around for the fix them in the gas stations. But I'll tell you right now, though, we were eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. 80 on I-80. I ain't even joking you. Somebody's Subaru was falling back. That guy.
Yeah. It sucks.
I think you were falling asleep back there.
A little bit. I was eating some potato chips.
Tater chip? We gonna do what they say can't be done. A lot of people said that too. Just looked at us. You're driving that out there? Are you crazy?
That person in that that freaking Suburban
I wasn't paying attention.
sitting there staring and then they speed off.
Oh yeah? Haters.
I might have to go get a red one.
They probably have to go get a haterade.
Yeah.
Oh, in my eye! This actually feels pretty good on my back. Look how much we dropped this truck. Just tires. Oh, do you want to see? That's all it is. That's why it's down there. Huh. Think I might throw a little short clip out. Alrighty, so this is our day 2 of the adventure. We made it 300 miles. Parked it for the night. That was about 3 in the morning, I guess. So we went ahead and shut her down here at the daughter's house. Now, just doing a little maintenance before we hit the road, and well, you guys already seen the first filter. That was 100 miles back. This guy, well, this guy was the one that was up here. Couldn't find a filter at 1 o'clock this morning. Forgot to bring extras, so what I did is, thanks to Vice Grip Garage's whole speed loop system, I grabbed this one, stuck it underneath at the tank, took the speed loop, half of it out, you know, because we took this filter here, and just connected it right to the pump so that we could catch it back at the tank. And that last, oh, I don't know, 10 miles, 6 miles, whatever it was, she was cutting out again. You know, they don't run very good when you ain't getting fuel up there. So evidently this tank has got a little more in it than I had thought or hoped for. So there's that. We did run across town and grab the OO part store, O'Reilly's. They had 2, so that'll get us going. We'll hit another parts store because I have a feeling this is going to be a trend. So outside of that, I pulled the dipstick there, and I did not like what I saw. Well, it wasn't good. It was glittered up pretty hard. Well, you know, I don't even know if I could say glitter. Let's have a look here. It's more like a liquid cement looking color. And yeah, is that sun helping you guys out? Look at that. I'm gonna start crying again. This filter weighs, I don't know, I mean, good 5 or 6 pounds maybe. And that stuff, well, if we don't get to smoothing it out, it's gonna quickset on us and we're gonna be in trouble. So I thought, well, while we're here at the daughters and have a little bit of space to ourselves without all the looky-loos, we better change it. Now, yeah, I did run the Fram. I haven't had problems with them, but I did get a Wix since we went to the OO store. And, well, we'll get that taken care of. Get a new fuel filter under there. New filter, oil, running that T4. So I'm hoping that it's a matter of maybe just sitting so long, the top end and all that such, but I think I'm just kidding myself with that. So I hope we make it. I guess you guys will find out. Besides that, we had I changed the dimmer switch because the low beams quit working, but if I hit it, I could get all 4 lights on. So I put a new one in there, the O'Reilly's had. Problem is, it's still doing the same thing, so more to come with the headlights, I guess. Well, good morning. This is our day 3 technically, but day 2 we'll say, which is technically 1 day before the power tour starts. We made her into Wakini, Kansas. We basically we shut off those interstates and took all them highways and just had a good time yesterday. We put another 500 miles down, so you know, we rolled into this place here, which it was dark because it was 2 o'clock local time when we got here. So, but anyways, truck did pretty darn good. Changed that oil, I just checked it. It's, you know, it's still got some of that lubrication in it, so dropped a half a quart on the travel, so it just topped her off. We're gonna run it now. The cooling system's doing really good. We did have a little trouble in that Colorado where, oh my gosh, wind, really? It wasn't blowing like right before I started this, like, you know, like, anyways, we did all right. We were in that Colorado and it was hot, so I thought, well, maybe we got a little dirt past our other filters into this filter, so I pulled it out and there's a little sunlight, I guess, you know, and so it's really not as bad as I thought maybe it could be. So my double fuel filter upstream system is, well, it's working out. But anyways, it was so dang hot that we did have some vapor locking going on. Once it started cooling off, sun was going down, she was pretty much wide open, ready to roll. So gonna change the filter anyway, I have one. So we'll stuff that in there and hit the road. We'll see where today brings us. We're probably shooting at Little Rock in that Arkansas. Anyhow, just thought I should update you on this morning's adventure, so stick around. Lunch. Yep, doing that for sure.
Oh.
Otherwise, we have went ahead and made a pit stop here in Salina, Kansas, which is 900 miles from the house. Trucking right along. Low beams bad, low beams bad. Highs are like lows, so that worked out okay. But I'm still having an issue with the lights. Low beam to high beam, I can only get them to work while we're on the high beam. But anyways, let's step back here in the road. Would you look at that? I mean, would you just look at that? PETA, would you just look at that? There's PETA, there's Ronnie, Christopher. Oh, and Subi Nation. Still going strong. Not one fuel filter in that car. Not one. Three over here. Anyways, I just wanted to stop in on this little stop and let you know we just hit that parts store, that O'Reilly's. Grabbed a headlight switch here, and I did not know, so I wanted to let you know. These old guys, they're threaded on the end. I was pulling, being an idiot. And you know why? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Just gonna do it. So anyways, what I was doing is I ended up turning on it, seen that it was turning while I was pulling. Yeah, I kind of pulled the inside of it out, but I think I can get it to thread back on there and it'll be okay. This wiper switch side, this knob, she's got a little set screw in it, just a little flathead screwdriver will get that one off for you. Screws around. You've got this rubber gasket chingaletti right here that sits down, and actually this dash piece sits kind of on top of it there a little bit. And then you've got this bracket right here, goes on the bottom of the dash and around the outside of the rubber piece to hold everything on the bottom. But then there's screws around it as well, so pay attention there. Now I think to get a little bit of room to work here, this oil pressure gauge here actually has a hard line on the back. So I'm just gonna be nice and gentle. I'm gonna disconnect that hard line there so that I can pull it out far enough to get into the switch over there. So that's what I'm doing right now, and have a little snack. I did grab a couple of low beam bulbs, so I think I'll swap those out while we're sitting here, cool off a little bit. It's shady here, so that's what we're doing. Then we're gonna hit the highway, interstate probably, but you know, we're gonna do it.
We should have brought you.
Alrighty, one other tip I just discovered. So you need to transfer this rod here from your old switch, which this is the old switch. I don't know, maybe we could fix this one and make it work again, but if you're gonna take it out, I'm just gonna change it to this switch. Doesn't have a rod, so you can pull and you can pull, and then you'll keep pulling, but you need to push this pin right here, and then it comes out. And then your new switch here, line her up, bam, there you have it. Okay, I don't know if it helped, but I'm glad I tried.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just doing those roadside rebuilds, you know. Right now we're in the lights. We had both low beam bulbs burn out. Headlight switch was all funky. That's the wrong bulbs. I guess I'm going somewhere else and getting different headlights. Dang it! I knew I should have went and looked. That's what I'm doing is, you know, just practicing for when I get the right ones. Well, we put another 500 miles on yesterday, so now today is day 3 for us. 4, I guess, if you count the Friday night we drove to the kids' house. But day 3, it's actually the official first day of the power tour. We are Muskogee, Oklahoma right now. Put on another 500 miles last night. I'm doing that checking everything thing, you know, and getting some of that make her feel good juice put in there. Dropped 1 quart last night. It was a half quart the day before. You know, it's an old engine. It's been just sitting for that 22 years, whatever have you. So I can't expect it to hold all of it in there, but it's doing pretty darn good if we're honest. Probably burning a little bit of it. My buddy following me around says he doesn't really see anything coming out, but you know, old engines, that's how it is. So got a little bit on my finger. She's still got some slickum in there, so I think we're gonna go ahead and give her one more day before we change it again, which today we've got, I think, 350 miles to get up to Memphis to the check-in point. So we've got till 6 p.m. today to get checked in so that we can be official long haulers. So just wrapping this up right here. I mean, she's been a cruising, so I guess we're gonna get to it. Well, we made it to Memphis. We're headed over to our check-in point. We still got half an hour to get checked in. So we pushed old Floyd hard today. 430 miles of 80 and 85 miles an hour, if you can believe it. Don't, that's fine. We did. So now we're just gonna kind of get checked in and probably get out of this town. We'll see. Ooh, look at that Willys with the new front end. That is neat. Nice. All day. Hasn't been too bad today, and that we've actually run a hotter temperature, but he's not liking the south. He's sucking all kinds of air, but that fuel, she boils. Well, I don't think you could come to Nashville Super Speedway without getting a little victory circle video, huh? There's benefits to hanging out for a while, you guys. Sit by the truck, cool down, have a little water, and then you come on over here and everybody's cleared out, so you can get yourself some photos and whatnots. Wyoming to Nashville. It's pretty cool, I think. Well, good morning. Old Floyd, he continues to impress. We got right to the track entrance yesterday at the Nashville Super Speedway. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, we got right to that entrance tunnel. You know, luckily we were still kind of coming down the hill on the corner and was able to get out of the way, but he vapor locked. Does not like the humidity, the heat. Maybe that's why them old guys had those magnets taped to the line. I don't know. I taped another one to it. But then my uncle reminded me, hey silly, the old wooden clothespins, clip those on the steel line. So we're gonna try that as soon as we can find some. But that's really been it. Got a little leaky tranny pan, you know, even though I did it, maybe my gasket glue was a little old, but it's seeping, so just keeping an eye on that, keeping the oil and the antifreeze full. It just depends on how hard the guy likes to push. But doing good and having fun. This is day 3. We're about to hit Hoover, Alabama, so I think it's about a 4 or 5 hour drive if we're taking the back roads, which is a part of the power tour. So I think we'll try to jump into that lineup of the old ways of getting around today, since we're not in quite such a hurry to meet people and get places. So basically we're pretty much ready to go. We're gonna hit the old sunscreen and then we're gonna bang it out here for a little while. Well, we made it into Hoover, Alabama. Hot! This truck is pissed. I don't know where to go. What's going on here? Gold Club.
So I think we probably go clear in the back. That way would be my guess.
Well, it's late morning, but it's still morning. Just barely, I think. But anyways, this is day number 4 on the official Hot Rod Power Tour. I don't know, 7 for us and traveling and having a good time. Got that old vapor locking happening down here in the south, you know. It's no joke down here. Hot, humid. But to correct that, you know, bought a package of clothespins and used every one of them. I'm not sure if it's helping the way I want it to, but it's probably helping. So we did that. I don't know if I ever pointed out, but we did find the right headlights in that Tulsa area, you know, when we were back there. But anyways, we're down to Pensacola, Florida now. So yesterday was a check-in at Hoover, Alabama, and we just kind of decided it's running so much better in the dark. We went ahead and come on down to Pensacola last night. We're cheating the route, of course, but it's our first year. We're figuring it out. We'll get it hopefully onto the official routes a little more today, tomorrow. When we leave here tomorrow morning, we're gonna try to follow it completely, so we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a matter of getting here without any big issues. So disappointed in myself just a little bit as far as not following the routes go, but we ain't the only ones. There's a lot of people having troubles with this heat, so here we are. We're getting ready to go over to the fairgrounds, Pensacola Fairgrounds, to check in for the 4th day. And then I don't know what we'll do from there, but it'll be fun no matter what it is. It's a big testament to this old guy sitting around so long, and here we are. We've already gone over 2,000 miles, and we still have one more day before we even head her home. So getting all of our checks done, you know, got some of that stuff about every day. It's a quart at least, so it's not too bad, I suppose. Can't see it smoking, but I'm sure it is burning it a little bit. Yeah, otherwise I moved a few of my clips down to the hard line inside the frame, all kind of down there in that corner where it makes the bend right before the fuel pump. And I may try to get some more back there, but it is pretty tight onto the frame, and I don't really want to just grab it and rip it off from there. So we'll see what it does today. And luckily we've only got about 15 miles or so to get over to the check-in, and then if we go out and play on the beach and whatnot, we're not putting any miles on him today per se. So it's just going to be a fun day down here, and then we'll jet out first thing in the morning, try to follow the whole group on the official route. But figured I probably better let you know what's happening. I'll see a little bit of that's happening down there too. We're oil staining everything. This tranny fluid seeping out, but we're keeping her full. It's still shifting good, and we'll figure out that my silicone must have been expired or something. I don't know. But anyways, hope you all have a great day today, and we'll try to do the same, see what we can capture. I'll toss this camera over to my buddy that's traveling with us and see what he gets. All right, so that's enough. We'll see you over there. Shit, I didn't bring no cards or stickers with me.
Better grab them. Better grab them.
Ah, come on. It's all right. I'll sell myself tomorrow.
That thing's sweet.
For new cars, you better get that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can I get 2 Budweisers?
2 Budweisers.
Please.
Can I see those IDs? Thank you.
It's just for me.
$10.
I was like, no, I'm not trying
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, good morning. This is day 5 of the Hot Rod Power Tour. I think 8 technically for our having a trip. So right now we're at Pensacola, getting ready to go to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Somebody else is ready too, it sounds like. But anyways, last night I was out here, I was doing a little anti-theft operation, and well, I pulled the end of my wire off, so we need to get that fixed quickly. So I'm just gonna pop this cap off because the piece I need's down inside. Have I got any chance of getting any room here? Maybe I can fiddle around and get up in there. Oh, almost. Come on now, be nice. Be nice to me. Maybe I need to bend it a little bit to get a hold of it. And folks, we're just making sure we're gonna get the road. One nice thing about these car events, everybody's looking out for you. So I'm over here fiddling around, they're leaving, they just want to make sure I was okay. And if I can get this piece out of here just like that, we're gonna be okay. So now what happened, let me step down and get the blood back. See what you see here. Alright, so get a little light on there. What happened is This part right here spread out just a little too much. Of course, I'm still running the old wires too, so bad on me. But anyways, this got stuck in the cap and, well, pulled the wire out of it. So we'll get it fixed up. Go ahead and put this cap on before I wonder what's going on later. Alrighty, so I got some wire strippers in the back, buried deep. It doesn't look like there was ever much hanging out off from the end of this, so let's just hack job it so we can get going. Just kind of follow our marks that were here previously. After I get all my end of this terminal connection Hootis thingamajigger straightened back out enough to do so. Well, shoot, I guess I'm just gonna have to open it up a bit and then clamp her back down. What am I thinking, trying to do it the hard way? Now we've got one of the wires is rolled over there a little bit so that it can make contact. So once I get this one in there, I'll have to stop using this one for the anti-theft, start using a different one. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and peel a little bit of that off. Just take my old knife here, give it a score around. Separate that little piece off from there. And we can get just a little more wire out here and feel better about ourselves, eh? You know, that's something else that maybe I didn't point out, but I never changed these or the plugs to run this trip. We just basically hopped in it and went, so it's doing pretty dang good as far as that goes, I think. Now maybe that was a little bit silly on my behalf, but I just did not take the time to do it. I might have had some time, I just did not utilize it. Alright, so we're just about how we want it to be here. Okay. So I kind of got her set in there with those couple of wires folded over. So they're making contact with this little brass terminal that goes down into your cap. Just squeeze it all on there real good. And I got a little excess poking out the end, but that's all right. We'll just fold it around. When it shoots a storm down this wire, it'll make a pop. So we got her all fixed up now. Okay, so I'll just stick this back in here and slide the boot back down in it. And no more using that one for anti-theft purposes. Alrighty, got that fixed up now. I'll check the oil, put a little bit of antifreeze in there probably because we are seeping a bit, but finish doing our checks here, waiting on our buddy, and we'll hit the road. Destination of Hot Rod Power Tour. We are officially long haulers, and old Floyd is a serious hot rod. Checking in here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, so we get our tickets punched over here, get a fancy plaque and all that. People doing Bernie's, so maybe we need to go back to that first road.
There's lots of people back over there. Let's keep driving around in circles.
Just try not to run into anybody. It didn't say which way to come in on the paper. Well, we're going to drive around the track then. Too bad on the outside.
Oh, there, if we would have came in down there, we would have had the big sign.
So that's the entryway, and so we're almost in the right spot. There's that guy. Here, spectators. Okay. Still ain't seeing our peoples. What the heck? Well, I think this might be our entry up here. done driving all the way around the track, evidently you go this way. Apparently.
Yeah, he's telling you that way.
This way?
Yep.
This way? Oh, yep, through the tunnel. Dang it, if we would have took that first road, we would have been in the right spot. But hey, we got to drive around the outside of the track. Looks like a beautiful place around it. Oh, we couldn't have come in over here anyways, it doesn't look like. Okay.
Woo.
Okay, so now we'll go through the tunnel and in to the infield. Feel like we're late, but I know there's a crowd behind us because we left early and we haven't messed around all that much. Took the route which we wanted to, which was a little longer. It's old Floyd getting happy. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Over here? All right, thank you, sir. You have a good day. You too. Well, you could have signed up and taken a lap on the track, and that's what's happening now. Just standing over here looking at that turn one. It looks fairly steep. I don't know what it is. You know, I used to watch that on TV, but not so much anymore. But it looks like fun. Us, of course, we did not sign up for that. We wanted to make sure we made the whole trip. Y'all, I'll chop that up however it needed to be so you can see the cars cruising around, but looks like they done. Alrighty, we made it home. Technically it was yesterday, half a day later than we had thought, but you know, there's a lot of miles to put down between old Atlanta, Georgia and Evanston, Wyoming. But anyways, we were tired when we got home, so I just decided I would finish up this video today, you know, get our naps in, and it was cold too. I know that's crazy for me to complain, but evidently, according to our local sources, it snowed for like an hour or something before we got home yesterday. So when you go from the triple digits and the humidity that's in the 85 plus range to snowing for an hour when you get home or just before, it seems like it's cold. But anyways, let's get this one finished up. So Floyd did what we figured. My smaller tires were clicking the odometer faster. My buddy's car, I think, has tires that are a touch bigger, so it was clicking them a little slower. So we did the average and figured out and guesstimated 4380 on the mileage. So basically what we're gonna say is an average on that guesstimator of 4,400 miles that this old guy did. Now, we did a bunch of work to it, and I've got a couple other videos out there, which I think will probably pop up after this one, but we did do quite a bit to the old guy to get prepared. But then there's some things that might just have you scratching your head. Why didn't you do that? And I'll touch on those right now. So first I want to point out, as far as incidents and damages along the way, watch this hood pop. I didn't used to pop up that far, and it didn't used to catch on that cowling back there. So now I'm going to tell you why. All right, so the third day we were going into Hoover, Alabama, and we were coming down the road there where everybody was lined up, and we got the vapor locks. So I did the old ice cold water on the fuel line, I think 2 bottles, maybe it was 3 bottles. And I watched the gas shoot up here in the filter, and, you know, cooling that off so we could get it up into the old quadrajet. You know, it sits down here right against the manifold, so that manifold temperature, it gets to a point where it boils that fuel. So anyhows, I was doing that, and like a dummy, I closed this hood, and I came all the way, you know, like that. Well, then it started, and I had a pretty good gap in the traffic. So I basically just put her on the floor and went flying down the road, and, well, we all know what happened. The old wind, I wasn't going fast, but it was good enough that the wind caught this. Had my hinges lubed up good enough that they moved nice and smooth, and, well, it flew up. Now, it didn't go crazy on how hard it flew open, but you can see maybe there's little spots there you can see where it hit. Okay. So now in these hinges, you've got this little strap right here, a little hinge point. This side, probably not so bad, but if you watch that pin right there, you can you see it flexing? Okay, maybe not. Let's look at this one. First of all, you can see this little strap right here. It's got a little bit of a bend in it. And pretty sure you can see that point wobbling around there now. So yeah, I damaged those, just kind of being an idiot in a hurry. It's totally my fault, but all in all, it didn't damage the hood or anything, just this point down here, so that's okay. As far as under the hood goes, I want to point out to everyone, especially you guys that are unsure, and you might not have a couple extra bucks to spare, and, well, you just want to go, okay? So here's the thing. I probably should have done it, but I didn't. This cap, rotor, points, coil, wires, and the plugs, they're all a good 30 years old. I can guarantee you that. Did not change any of it. My thought was, it's working. I was busy messing with other stuff to get going. I just, I saved a few bucks and did not change that stuff, and really did not have a problem. However, I suspect, as hot as it got, maybe this coil here was having a little bit of trouble getting super hot under the hood against the manifold right there, that intake. And I may have actually been getting myself a little bit of a misfiring issue because it was so hot. Don't know for sure. They kept working. Didn't have to change them on the road anywhere. We made it home. So, I just wanted to say, you don't necessarily have to get crazy with all of your maintenance activities. If it's working, basically if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, it was a good idea to have changed those. Then we could be comfortable with the fact they were new. But sometimes you can't always count on things being new to be perfect either. Looks like maybe my neck here is starting to seep just a little bit. That's new. That's in the last 100 miles, because I opened the hood every stop and checked. So that hole right there that the threads are pulled out of, that's going to be something that, well, we're going to have to drill it and put one of those, not a helicoil, but that other one. I can't think of the name at the moment. But, you know, the one that you drill it, you tap it, you thread in your piece that brings it back down to your 3/8 thread that you need so that your bolt will fit through the water neck, and, well, you screw it in there and everything's fine. So, you know, outside of that, we've got ourselves a leaky point here on the side of the radiator, which we knew the day we left. There's a little tiny split right here. We had this epoxy stuff laying in the shop on the table for some reason, I don't even know. And it said basically max temperatures 150 or something like that. So we didn't think it would work, but we went ahead and put some on there. And I'll tell you what, it went a long time before it started this peeling away. It actually went a long time. So it was seepy kind of the whole time. This point right here was good for a long time, but back here on the seam, where the tank meets up with the cores, that's where she really started to seep out. And just in the last day or two, you know, I was putting, I don't know, a quart or two of antifreeze in there each day. You know, I just kept it full and we kept on trucking. So that's kind of really it under the hood here. The transmission has been leaking fluid since we took off, even though I did a filter and gasket kit. Maybe my silicone was a little out of date. Maybe I didn't get enough because I only did it on the pan side. Maybe I should have done it on both sides of the gasket, but we just kept an eye on that, and all in all, I really only had to use a full quart of tranny fluid to keep us up on the mark. But, you know, the old guy, I'd say he's a certified hot rod. Absolutely a long hauler. And I think I might go for a little rip here to town and back, and then when I get back, we'll throw it up on the lift and look underneath real quick, because I do know of one other problem that came up, and about the last 3-4 days I pretended like it wasn't there, and luckily we got home with it. But I'll get it up in the air and we'll look at it. Alrighty, we've got her up on the lift, and first thing I want to point out is all of the rust prevention that we were spraying upon this guy as we went along. Most of it is towards the passenger side. We did pretty good at that, getting everything coated so it wouldn't rust anymore, I think. You know, we even got the backside of these things. The wind, you know, the wind, it really helps. It helps curl it around and really get it on everything. And that's kind of what we were looking for, you know, is even the shocks, you know, we want to make sure this guy's not going to rust up on us. So we went ahead and did that while we're driving down the highways. You know, it's really the best time. But like I said, we didn't get so good on the driver's rail over here. But the passenger side, you know, bottom of the cab, and, you know, we did a good job over here getting everything coated down. So that should be good to go now. I was having to add oil, at least 1 quart. There was one day we run 600 miles or something, had to do 2 quarts. You know, it was pretty much every day we had to put oil in. So I was looking up here, maybe the back of the engine, or, you know, somewhere. The rear seal, you know, well, that's wet, but when I look up there behind the cover, it's not engine oil. It's that's tranny fluid. You know, that's rust preventer. So I was not able to find anywhere that we were leaking externally on the oil system enough to justify the usage of oil. So I'm sure it's eating it up, smoking it out the back, and just, you know, just having a good old time. It's not leaking up in here anywheres. However, my travel partner says he never actually saw it smoking out of the exhaust underneath the truck. Of course, this muffler, well, it was, you know, it was brand new 40 years ago when we left the house. So, yeah, that was already like that. So it could have been smoking underneath the truck and just didn't really get seen. Yeah, the muffler's maybe a little worse than when we left, but anyways, he says he didn't see it smoking, but it had to have been burning it up. So that's okay. For as long as it sat, it ran good. Now, I did change the filter and the pan gasket and the fluid here on the transmission, but the glue I used for my gasket, I only used on the pan side. Maybe I should have used it on the tranny side. Plus, it was kind of old glue, so I don't know. It had kind of a weird stringy stickiness to it. So maybe it was bad, and that's why we didn't seal up like we should have. But, you know, if it isn't messed up, I definitely did not work on it. So you can tell I did that. But, you know, like I said, it helped us do a little rust prevention. So that's good. Now, filter, you can see it's dirty again. That one made her 100 miles. I had one on there that, I don't know, it probably went 2,000 miles before it had any issues. So no doubt there's junk in the tank, but I'll also add, once we got in the south and such, it seemed like the gasolines down there was better. Now, that's my story, and I'm probably going to stick to it. The tank's definitely got rusty junk in it, but I could see a difference in the fuel on this trip as well. Whatever it is, it is. So I got a couple more while I was in town ripping around, went to lunch. So I'll change that one again. Now, other incidences, which, you know, we had our suspicions anywho. But I did not work on this drive shaft at all either. And so I thought this carrier bearing's got to be just destroyed. Well, it is to a point, but I'm telling you, I am very surprised that it's just not completely, totally smoked out of there. I'm really surprised it's as good as it is, to be honest with you. I thought about getting one and just decided I really didn't have time. So we ran it. Ran smooth and just clean and 80, 85 miles an hour floating down the interstates and such. We got towards the last couple days, 3-4 days of our trip, and, well, you know, if you know, started to get a little shimmy in here. So I knew what was going on. I played like it wasn't. Luckily, we got all the way home. Now, looking at this joint here, you can see the edge of that cap has kind of a funny look to it. That's basically just that rubber sealer on the end of the cap. Had come off, was starting to break down. Got a little spot of goo up there from something. Now, I don't see it up here in this joint. I thought maybe it'd be bad, but this one right here, actually, it needs replaced, yes, but it's actually not horrible at all. In fact, the sloppiness I feel there is the splines in the transmission. So I'm going to say that joint survived, surprisingly. Does need change, though, and, well, before our next road tripping, we will get it changed. And then, like we pointed out back here in this carrier bearing, not as bad as I expected at all. Really not. Now, how's about this new joint right behind it? Got anything there? Well, splines seem tight right there. I mean, they moved just a little bit. I did have a little grease in there, but again, I could not grease these U-joints, and I felt like I was running out of time, so we just run them. But this joint here actually looks pretty good as well. Not bad. So what's this back one telling us? Because I guarantee you, one of them's bad, without a doubt. And there it is. That's what we squeaked in here on, and ooh, now that I've looked, we got lucky. I probably should not have driven it to town today, because that end of that joint is almost busted clear off. So, like I said, I knew I had a joint that was out, and that's it right there. So the end of that sucker is gone. We could not have made it too much further, honestly. In fact, you can see right up there where that shaft was banging into that flange on the rear end. Yeah, I knew it was happening. I was just trying to be easy on the throttle. Of course, every time that filter was plugging up, we'd get the jerking, you know, from the engine chugging, which was just not good. So I just feathered on the throttle, took it easy. You know, you gotta have a light touch when you got something like this happening, or you're gonna destroy a lot more than just your joint. So, lucky for us, I don't know what kind of luck you want to call it, but lucky for us, that was it. Even where it was banging up on that, yeah, it was causing damage, but that could have gotten much worse. So we were easy and lucky and not talking about it, pretended like it was okay, and got us home. That absolutely is bad. That's every mile you can get out of a U-joint, plus 20. Now the rear end, well, she's been blasted and rust prevented, but this rear housing is not leaking a bit. It's not leaking from the pinion seal. It's also not leaking from the cap. Even though it's all covered, it's all transmission fluid. So rust prevented a lot. So basically that's a rundown of how this thing went, what happened to us on the trip. So now that we've taken a walk through to look at things, I know exactly what absolutely has to be done right now. Some other things I need to get taken care of. Trouble is, I've got other stuff to do, so I'm gonna have to get this guy off the lift. I'm gonna change that fuel filter first, but I'll have to track down some U-joints and carrier bushing, rubber bearing, Hootis thingamajigger, and then get it back in here and fix those. But just wanted to give you the rundown, let you know what we had as far as this trip. Water pump, 5 fuel filters. We did the headlight switch, dimmer switch, 2 new low beam headlights. That was it. It was a very easy maintenance wise. It was a long hot week. So on us as people, as well as even the old fuel line up there for that quadrijet getting hot, you know, it was a test. It definitely was a test. So basically we're down here to the end where I tell you, hey, if you have any interest whatsoever in doing that hot rod power tour, do it. If you want to, I'll let you know right now. Doesn't matter what you drive. There's some people that think it should. There's others that want to get it changed. I don't know how it's going to go. This was our first go around and we had an absolute blast with this week. It was a very good time. It's going to cost you some money. Let's not even pretend on that. Start saving now. Be ready for it, because the price of fuel, the hotel rooms, however you choose to sleep and eat and travel, you need to prepare and then double it, because, you know, you don't want to get caught with your pants down trying to make a buck. So just know, it's not a cheap thing. You can take whatever you've got, you can take it and run it cheaply, but it's not a cheap event. We'll just be honest, okay? So start saving now. Do what you got to do if you want to do it. Take whatever you got. It doesn't matter. They don't care. You have to sign up for it. You need to buy a package. We did just the basic long hauler package so we could get a plaque at the end. You can do individual days. You can sign up as a spectator. If you're going to go and travel across the country like we did, just get the long hauler package. It's probably the best bang for your buck. But pull it up online and read through it and decide what you can or can't do if you want to do it, if you don't. To us, it was a no-brainer. I just discovered this thing a year ago and I read up on it and I started saving right then. I knew it was something we had to do. We're absolutely going to do it again. As long as we're allowed to keep doing this thing, it's our new thing. We're just going to keep doing it. This old guy right here, he might be the every year. He might just be a one and done. I don't know. I got other junk out here that would look cool on that trip as well. It's a great way to see the country. Take those back roads, you know. Get off those interstates. Shut off those highways and those tolls and see what those little two-laners show you. We didn't get to as much as I wanted to, unfortunately, but that was our choice. We chose to do 2 in Nashville and 2 in Pensacola, which hung out with some friends along the way. Great time. Got to see the area more by staying those 2 different spots 2 days. You can kind of do what you want as long as you make it to the check-in points for that long hauler plaque. Great people on the way. Just made some new friends. Just an absolutely fantastic time for us. We don't get bogged down in that you're doing this wrong or you could have done that better. Or, why is it like this? How come these cars are new? None of that. We don't care. We wanted the experience of the road. The check-in points for us was just somewhere to go in, punch our ticket, take a quick look at the vendors, maybe stroll through the cars in the parking lot, and then on to the next one, or the night's events. Go out on the beach. It was so hot. We got to Pensacola, was the 4th day. After we were done there at the fairgrounds where the check-in was, there's a band playing. We checked out the vendors, talked to some people. We decided, hey, let's go down to the beach. I literally took the stuff out of the pockets of my jean shorts, you know, because that's the best I can do for shorts if I'm going to do them. But took everything out of my pockets and walked into the ocean. It was fabulous. White sand, warm water, and you can go, oh my goodness, I don't even know how far I went out there, and stand up, the water's waist deep. It's kind of obvious where the break is and the drop off just looking at the water, but I was absolutely amazed. Warm, beautiful, nice breeze, cooled us down real good. Great time. All the stops were a great time. We didn't spend a lot of time in the Memphis stop. Part of that was we came in, you know, about a half an hour before the check-in was closing. So we got right to it, let the truck cool down a little bit, talked to some people that are in the neighboring state. Then we got out of there. We went on to Nashville and spent 2 days down there, and it was very fun. So, long-winded, I know, let's get it over with. If you have the chance, I highly recommend it. If you don't, and you're just on a weekend runabout, shut those interstates off and check out them 2 lanes. That's where you find the good stuff in this country. And honestly, from the Utah state line here in Wyoming all the way to Pensacola, Florida, up to Atlanta, Georgia, zigzagged our way back. Met all sorts of fabulous people. This country is really full of great people. You just got to get out there and find them. So enjoy. Your stuff hasn't got to be perfect to do it. Just run what you got. UPS is here. Wonder what that could be. Please hold. Oh, for once it wasn't for me. It's across the road. But anyways, what I was saying, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying goodbye. Appreciate you guys watching. The support definitely drives us, you know. I'm going to be honest right now. This is all on my dime. It's out of my pocket. I appreciate you guys trying to boost those numbers up, but I'm doing this on my own right now, and I definitely appreciate you guys coming on board. Hopefully there's entertainment in this. All of you new subscribers, I don't know. I think I might have had 30 new subscribers just on this trip, just being seen out there, talking to people, handing out stickers. This tour, you throw out Hot Wheels to the kids. I had a sticker on the back of every one of them. Shameless, probably. But, you know, you got to get your name out there if you really want to do it. So, it worked. Got the big old banner on the windshield. Had some door magnets on for a little while, throwing out stickers, business cards, just simply talking to people. Great people. Got, I would say, 30 new subscribers. So if you're one of them, I appreciate you. If you're one of them that's been around a while, I appreciate you too. As a group, let's all appreciate and help each other. It's all about just supporting one another and seeing what happens. I don't expect this to really go anywhere, honestly, but I'm having a heck of a good time doing it. And this trip right here just enforced that. What can you do for others and how can you help each other? And I seen it. New spark of life, I guess. New hopes. It opens your eyes when you get out there and visit with folks. So I guess I should probably quit rambling and boring you to death and chasing you out of the channel, and maybe do something. Get the next project up here probably for right now until I get some pieces for old Floyd. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you new guys for coming on board. Gals, kids, all of yous. Love you all. It's been a fabulous week and a half. Maybe it was 2. I don't know. I lost track. Today's 21st. Anyways, yep. Got to go back to work next week. So got a few days to get some stuff done before I need to leave town this weekend. And old Floyd's going to get his butt out of my way so I can work on the next project. Yep. All right. I think I've run out of mindless things to say, things to look at, things to do. You guys want to follow along on this journey? Y'all know how to do that. There's a button, there's another button that bings and dings and notifies and those things. So share it out there if you want. I mean, I'm totally fine with that as well. So, yep. I'm going to have to get going, all right? So, appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time.